So somebody on social media was doing a little bit of a podcast and tried to say that black and white photography is basically for people that don't want to deal with colors. But I think there's more to it. I think black and white photography has to have a purpose, and it really works well with light. And today we're here in this parking garage area to try to do some black and white photography with purpose, which means we're essentially going to be trying to shoot more in the thought for black and white and trying to use more of the light to the darkness and for my composition, and just see kind of how I can make it interesting, because obviously color won't be able to distract you from the photo itself. Because I think that shooting in color is very hard, especially if you know the location isn't going to be as great with the colors. And black and white photography, yes, can save some photos, but if you have some good intentions with your black and white photography, those can be very artistic, very mindful, and very hard to achieve because you have no color to distract from the image except what you put in front of it, whether it's from light to darkness or whatever. So it's time to take some portraits and see how we can make some intriguing black and white photos. So it looks really good with like a little bit of white at 24. Ready, set, go. And then I'm gonna zoom in. There we go. And then let's go over here where that light is right here. So I'm trying to see if I can do like, almost like, trying to think of what to do. Here, let's squat down maybe. Like if you can. Kind of like you're doing like this motion like that. Or not motion, but position, there you go. So I'm trying to keep it on the side a little bit with the depth. 1, 2, 3. Maybe we'll do it this way better. 1, 2, and 3. There you go. Had like with the lights. And I had those so you can see them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we've done a couple photos here using the lights of this section, we're gonna go drive a little bit more into this parking garage because we kind of have it to ourselves, and let's see what other kind of compositions with the light coming through, because that's the main thing that I wanna do, is use the light to my advantage to create some nice contrasting images with the black and white, you know, in thought and in mind, to make the photo stand out that way. All right, time to use a little bit more light and see what we can use it for, because the light is looking kind of nice in this section, and I'm gonna try to see what other kind of framings I could do, and as well see what else there is over here because it's the open spot, but we'll try it out. So the goal will be to use this nice little arrow and see if we can make something interesting with it. So we're gonna go with a wide shot. You ready? 1, 2, and 3. A little bit closer. 1, 2. 1, 2, and 3. See, what's interesting is because the light doesn't hit your face, and I want it to so bad so that it would be like better lit. But I can like do it in post probably. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. So yeah, because if you stand right there, I'll use your shadow as a little bit of a kind of cool like filler shot. I think it'll be cool, even if you're doing some poses with your hands or something. It's so distorted because it's so long. Put your hands like out like that and go a little bit more that way, so that you're centered like in this, right there. Yeah, because I'm gonna try to do something from here, and then put your hands up, I guess, maybe. I mean, it'll be a good filler shot, but the sun looks kind of nice from here with the background. I'm gonna try to see if I can get, it's actually very hard to get a good shot. It's like so, turn towards me better. Actually, what I'm gonna do is have you face this way, because I'm gonna use the light. There we go, that looks better. Sometimes you have to move around and try to find some good old spots that can make sense to be able to use the light itself. And 3, 2, 1, open. There you go. There we go. Should be good. Okay, so I'm gonna try this out to try to use it where I can go above one more spot and be able to essentially take a photo from above as I essentially just take a photo of her with the sun and kind of placing her in a certain way. We're gonna test it out because we'll see how it goes. All right, so we're gonna try to set it up real quick up here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's right about there. So we're gonna see her walking in the middle as much as possible and simply just try to get a cool little wide shot probably. So we're gonna try that out right about meow. All right, so try to stay aligned. You see that arrow kind of scenario? You can even kind of, not necessarily go to it, but kind of walk towards that just to add a little bit of dimension. Ready, set, go. Yeah, so keep walking towards the sun because I'm trying to use that for the black. A little bit more to your right. There you go, a little bit more. There we go. Stay as center as possible. There we go. And then keep going, almost there. There we go. There we go. Got those right now. I think we should be good. So I'm gonna go pick her up real quick and see if we need to take any other ones. But I think we got some good ones, but let me review them as I go get her and think about it. She walked here. She got her steps in for the day. Right? It's like, no paparazzi, please. Well, didn't really have to go pick her up. I just kind of had to wait for her to come up here. So I got to review a little bit of the photos. And to be honest, I'm happy with what we got. It's something that we can just use here in the parking garage, especially because we are in Texas and it's so hot here that using a little bit of the garage and the buildings to kind of give us some shade, to use the pockets of light to create those black and white photos, something very useful and very nice here because right now, I mean, it's been, the high's been about 35, 30, 6 Celsius. So in the real field can be sometimes like 43. So it's very hot. If you didn't know, it is. Texas, not that great. But yeah, anyways, got to take some good photos and just go ahead and take portraits with purpose when it came down to shooting in black and white in my idea. And sometimes what I even do myself is I set it up in my camera to showcase the black and white to know what it's gonna look like. But this time I decided to keep the color in because I could see what I would want for the color range for the portrait itself. But that way in post, I'll know what to do for when it comes down to making it into black and white to know what would look good or not for myself. It really is a trial and error kind of thing. And that's just what I try to do when it comes down to my type of photography. Sometimes I shoot it in black and white and then I'll edit in color. Sometimes I have it in color and I'll edit in black and white. You can't go wrong. It's whatever the system works best for you. Just because the system works for me doesn't mean it doesn't work for you. But anyways, yeah, seeing some of these photographers or whatever content creators you want to call them doing their little podcast talking about what's a niche that's overrated or people that shoot in black and white in reality or because they can't do color or whatever stupidity they want to go with. Since I stumbled upon that reel, and no hate to those creators, that's why I'm not even sharing their account or anything because I just don't care to give them a platform for one, but two, I don't care to get it in between like a fight between other creators. It's just more about kind of letting people know that are trying to dive into photography that it's okay to go ahead and create content that you just want to. If it's color, if it's black and white, if you feel like you're wanting to learn more black and white portraits because of the contrast of light or whatever to darkness, or maybe you want to get better at color theory, it's really up to you. And that's honestly what I wanted to do with today is just go ahead and shoot rather than just sit and complain about something that somebody said on social media, because it's really easy to get a microphone and a camera to just talk and honestly talk trash. And to be honest, for me, I prefer just go ahead, have fun, and bring you along with me to watch, learn, maybe learn with me. Maybe I'm learning and I'm trying to showcase my experience of failure or success. But at the end of the day, it's about just going out to create and having fun. And that's what I did today. So what do you think about the nice little black and white portraits? Did you like the way that I used the light to the contrast, basically with the darkness and everything? Did you like the framing and the leading lines that I try to do with how the light was hitting? Let me know your comment down below which one was your favorite. I would love to know and, have some fun with that, because at the end of the day, everything is going to be up to, you know, your opinion. My opinion will be different, but if you like one of them, I'm always keen to know what you like most and what people maybe have a similar opinion on and what they like, just to know what I can keep improving on myself. But yeah, using the Sony a7R5 with a 20 to 40 by Tamron, I just think it's a really nice little everyday carry kind of setup that I've been using. Made a video about it recently, so wanted to keep using it today for this kind of type of portraits, because I knew that I was going to need some wider aim and maybe some, you know, like lower aperture, because depending how the light was going to be hitting. So yeah, used this bad boy and I thought it was a lot of great fun. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and that way you know the gear that I use, because I know people tend to ask me that. Now you have that, and you can go ahead and create for yourself with whatever gear that you have. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.